Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Thursday, October 24th, 2024. Almost to the end of the year again, right? So, what are we going to be talking about today? And the question I hear quite often is it still feasible to start a part time, small engine repair business on the side? Or is that kind of gone to the wayside? Stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know it. And yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Thursday, October 24th. So, before we get started in this, I thought this be as good a time as any. You know, the thing is just all over the news is the election coming up. All right? And I'm not going to tell you who to vote for or who I'm going to vote for. What I am going to tell you is you need to vote. Doesn't matter who you vote for, your vote matters. And my best advice is cut through the noise. And the noise is all these, there used to be news programs, are now opinionated programs. So you're getting their opinion. And I never was much of one to go by somebody else's opinion on a subject. I always wanted to hear it firsthand. It's better to hear it from the horse's head than the horse's ass. I think we're listening to a lot of horse's ass, to be honest with you. So, do your research. Know the person you're voting for and why you're voting for them. Never vote for somebody to cancel somebody else out. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if you hate the one person so much, you're going to vote for the other person just to spite. I mean, it's a wasted vote. You're not looking at policy. You're looking at, you know, persona, I guess. Do your homework. You don't need to tell anybody how you're going to vote. But please, folks, get out and vote. All right, so enough on that. Today we're talking about, is it still feasible to run a small part-time small engine repair business? And the answer is absolutely yes. It's probably better now than it ever has been. And why is that? It's because a lot of your mom and pops, the old corner repair shop, they're either going under or they're phasing out, retiring. And when that happens, if there aren't enough repair shops in the area to pick up the pace, the void, then a lot of customers don't get handled. And they start looking for anywhere to get their stuff done. And if you're doing it on a part-time basis, this is a good way to get your customer base started. You don't need much of a budget, as far as overhead and stuff like that. You don't need $1,000 in tools. What you do need is a little bit of mechanical sense and common sense on how to take something apart and put it back together. And the nice thing is we can teach you how to do all those things on the channel. And there's probably a video already out there on just how to do it, right? You can utilize YouTube. There's quite a few people that are running channels that I think are doing a really good service to you guys that are trying to fix things. And then I look at some that are doing a disservice too. And so you got to be careful on when you watch these videos. Take into consideration they're for production. They're trying to get views. They're trying to get, time on their channel. I mean, I'm no different. I try to be real and I try to just lay it out the best I know how to. and let you make the decision. But one of the things that we do here at this channel is we call it keeping it real. And I don't take and tear everything apart, get it so everything is nice and easy, and then turn the camera on it and do it. And you don't see a lot of edits. I don't do a lot of edits because I think that if I edit something out, good chances are it might be something that you're having a problem with. And it might be something I had a problem with, but I didn't want to show people that I was this foolish old bastard. I don't care. So, I mean, I think it's better that you guys see when somebody forgets to put the valve cover back on and it starts shooting oil, hitting the ceiling and everything. I mean, even the old dogs make mistakes. That's how we learn. And as long as we're always willing to learn, hey. So, yes, it is very feasible for 2024 and 2025. If you're thinking about doing it, why not start today? You got to start somewhere. And at this point, you don't really need a DBA tax number and all that. You're not doing enough of it to, if you start making a decent income coming off it, even part-time, you may want to step up and make it legit. And when I say legit, it doesn't mean that you're not legit. It just means that you're not charging customers taxes and you're not declaring that money. Most people will declare at the end of the year as income, but a lot of you aren't. And this is how many of us got started. We didn't just jump into ownership and start making a killing out there. There's very few of those. I've seen young people try to do just that, and that is build a beautiful shop, have all the latest and greatest tools, but yet have a parking lot that's empty, that they haven't got anything to work on. They look pretty with their nice uniforms, but they're not busy. And I can tell you that shop owner is losing his ass out the wing because he's paying employees, he's paying overhead, rent, lease, ownership, mortgage, all the taxes that go with a business, the insurances that go with the business. And unless you bought a customer base, things go south in a hurry. So in the preliminary stage, which is starting part-time, one is learning to see if this is something that you want to do full-time. So actually doing the part-up stuff is learning and deciding, is this for me? And it may be, there's nothing better than going to a job that you love, right? Because then it's really not a job. And that's like with my business. I enjoy going to work. I enjoy seeing the customers. I enjoy seeing Claude. We get to visiting and stuff. It's kind of like a social thing at the shop. People stop in just to visit, And that's the way I've always kind of kept it, is a laid back, not in your face, lead generating. Because just like yesterday, we got back to the shop. We helped out an older couple. Here, I'm old. We helped out an older couple get a couple cherry trees blocked up and put into the woodshed. I had cut them down earlier this year because they were almost leaning on their house. So we went down with the tractor and the chainsaw, and I pushed them over. And they hated to see them go to waste, and so did I. I thought they might have a log out of it, but no. We went ahead and we took the chainsaws down, the wood splitter down, and dump trailer, and had it all done in a couple hours. But that's where you pick up people, is you stay involved within the community. And when we got back from there, I was trying to do some things in the shop, and I got another customer I've never dealt with called and said he had a friend of his give us great reviews on working on farm tractors, and he wanted to know if we could do a clutch replacement and seal replacement. And that's a split, all right? That's where you split the tractor. And that's an automatic $1,200-$1,400. Those are the ones that pay the bills. The ones where we do the service work on them and light repairs on the lawnmowers, they're money makers, but not as good as the big ones. And this is what I try to line up for the winter months, are the big jobs. But doing it part-time, you start to learn this. This is a learning phase. You're learning how to deal with customers. You're learning how to budget things. You're learning how to repair, and you're getting faster at it. But the biggest thing is you're learning whether you like to do this or not. And for many of you, you may stay at it part-time, and that's all you're looking for. Retirees for supplement their income. For guys that are, and gals, I can't stress it enough, I've seen better girl mechanics than I have boys. Sorry. But it gives you a chance to get your feet wet. And while you're doing that, you're learning every phase that you need to know how to do when you take on a full-time owner, a shop owner. If you throw yourself right into becoming a shop owner full-time and you're not getting enough work, you've failed the plan, and that plan will not succeed. You will not succeed because no one has taken the time to show you how to do it, or you haven't given yourself enough time to learn how to do it. I mean, if that makes any sense. Can it go from part-time to full-time? Absolutely. That's how a lot of shops come about. Guys and gals working on stuff on nights and weekends, and next thing you know, they're ready to take the leap. There's a lot of guys and gals up in our area that work like corrections for the New York State, county. Any of those, you can get your 20 years in and have a retirement. And I can remember the guys that I went to school with. In our senior year, we went to test out, as far as what do we want to become. And they offered the state trooper exam, and they offered the corrections the same day, same time. And all my friends went for corrections. But I really wanted to be a state trooper because I looked up to, I still do, they're good guys. And I scored really well on it, but not well enough to make the cutoff. Yet all my friends that went for corrections all got in. And 20 years later, they're all vested and doing other stuff now versus just corrections. And that's what I mean by you had that 20 years, even the last 5 years of it, to start part-time. And when you're ready to retire from whatever you have, like 20 years in, you can actually step up and make that a full-time job. And many have. The things that I would say stay away from are, and yes, I know, they look great from a distance, right? And that is shop owners wanting to get out. And they're looking to sell their business with their customer list, with the tools. They'll leave everything behind for X amount of money, all right? First question is, why are they getting out? You got to look at that. Because I know the past 4 years, with disposable incomes down, we shops are taking the hit. I know we are. We are. We didn't get as much business this year as we did 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, or 3 years ago. Things are tight out there. And when they're tight out there, those customers that you normally have may and will pull back and see if they can't do it themselves until the economy changes to a certain extent of where they're looking at things that are possibly they could do themselves to save themselves some money. And the other thing is, just because you buy out a shop owner with all the latest and greatest and everything right there, does not guarantee you the same success that that shop owner had. Because what that shop owner has is a reputation, away with people, away with his employees, and he hasn't gotten to where he's gotten by being stupid. Financially, customer service. I mean, are you going to run into some headaches? Yeah. Are you going to run into some customers from hell? Absolutely. But they should be the fewer, not the more, right? So be very leery if you're one of those guys and you're sitting there listening to this video today and you've got a chance to buy in or buy out a small engine repair shop and you're looking at, you want to do a change of life, where you're hitting a certain age, midlife crisis, either get a new girlfriend, a hot car, or start a business that you know nothing about. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't have any experience in that area, can you learn it? Yes. But in a quick enough manner to try to take over and continue what he's doing, or she, not a chance. Not a chance. And if I were looking at entertaining buying another business out, first thing I want to look at is the owner. I want to talk with them. Then I want to look at the books. I want to look at the customer base, see how many customers are actually servicing for that area. And I'm less inclined about the gross. I'm more looking at the net. And that is, after the bills are paid, how much money did you take in? Because you could take in $2 million, but if your gross is $2 million and your net is $50,000, there's something seriously wrong. So I'm going to start wrapping this up. But getting back to disposable income, if disposable income is down, then your big shops or your legit shops are the ones that are going to pay first, right? And that's because we have labor rates anywhere from 40 to 120 an hour, 130 an hour. And this is where you as a part-timer coming in at 15 to 20, even 25, will pick up a lot of those customers that are trying to get it done, but they don't want to do it themselves. But if they can save a good chunk of money, maybe you can do it for them for less money because you're not looking at it as income. You are passive income, a little extra to throw at the budget. But you haven't got the overhead, you haven't got the employees, you haven't got the bills that shop has. So you can make money at 15, 20 bucks an hour. And you can knock out a service on somebody's lawnmower for, let's say, $35, $40 and parts for a complete service. Whereas a lot of times with a shop owner, you're looking at close to $100 per machine. or more to do a service on it. So is it viable? Feasible? Absolutely. I think unless things change drastically, it's going to be more and more the way to make money at it instead of being a full-fledged shop. So on that note, you guys, thanks so much for watching the videos and being part of this channel. I don't say it enough how much you guys mean to me and how much, I appreciate you being part of the channel and liking and subscribing, but mainly commenting and being part of. I enjoy my coffee with you guys in the morning and doing a few educational videos in the afternoon. This is my me time with you. On that note, you guys have a great Thursday, and we'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning.